This is 40 seconds.
Watch those hands. That ball handling is getting tighter, more controlled. And did you catch what happened there? She faked the shot, drew the defender off his feet, then passed. Most players would force that shot. But Caitlin's reading the defense like she's 3 steps ahead. This is 40 seconds of pickup basketball that tells you everything about why she's different, and the guy guarding her? He already knows he's cooked before the ball even leaves her hands.
Some space by passing it. Then she gets it here. Now tell me what you notice here. Let me turn the sound back on. You hear dude is going, ah! She hasn't even shot the ball yet, but he knows that when he went for the fake, he blew it because he expects Caitlin Clark to knock down the shot if you give her any daylight.
That reaction right there. The defender yells before the shot goes in. He jumped on the fake, gave her daylight from 3-point range, and he knew immediately he'd made a fatal mistake. Against a shooter of Caitlin Clark's caliber, you cannot leave your feet on a pump fake. You have to stay disciplined. He got away with poor defense the first time because she passed. But bad habits catch up with you, and the second time around she made him pay for it. This is 5-on-5 pickup in Indianapolis. Not a fever practice, not an official workout. Just Caitlin Clark in the gym, staying ready while the WNBA's future remains uncertain.
I always love it when we get to see some footage. I enjoy, like last night with Michaela, seeing what she was working on, absorbing contact, finishing underneath the basket, even her jump shot. And then of course with Caitlin, it's always fun to be able to see what she's working on. So there she is, 5-on-5. We don't get to see all of it. We don't get to see most of it. We don't even get to see much of it. But one thing we can be certain is that she is in the gym. And
here's what makes this footage significant. We're getting this from Brie Lauerk, not from the Indiana Fever's official channels. Lauerk is a prominent Iowa-raised sports photographer who's built her career on visual storytelling in women's basketball. She's worked with Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Report, and currently serves as global social media lead at Spotify. She's been documenting Caitlin's journey since Iowa, and she's the one giving fans what they're desperate for, proof that their favorite player is locked in. The Fever's media team, silent. No official workout footage, no behind-the-scenes content, no updates on what their franchise cornerstone is doing this offseason. So independent content creators are filling that void, and fans are eating it up.
Cece's working those handles, and then she fakes the shot, passes, keeps moving, because that's important. Got to keep moving, keeps moving. And then, of course, she gets it right back after she's gotten herself some space by passing it. Then she gets it here. Now, tell me what you notice here.
Now let's break down what we're actually seeing here. Caitlin works the handles, creates separation, pump fakes to freeze the defender, then makes the smart play by passing. She doesn't stop moving. That's crucial. Too many players make the pass and then stand still, admiring their decision, not Caitlin. She relocates immediately, finds open space, gets the ball back with better positioning. That's high basketball IQ in action. And when she gets it back, she's already reading the defender's tendencies. He bit on the fake once. She knows he'll do it again. One more pump fake, he leaves his feet, and she rises into the shot with zero hesitation. Game winner. That's not luck. That's pattern recognition and execution under pressure.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Adrian Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Yesterday, I posted some footage of our fan fave, Michaela KK Timpson, in the gym, getting her workout on. And today, I'm going to post Caitlin Clark.
The day before this Caitlin Clark footage dropped, Adrian Ross posted workout video of Michaela Johnson working on absorbing contact and finishing through traffic. There's a pattern emerging across women's basketball right now. Players are documenting their off-season work. They're showing fans the grind. They're building anticipation for a season that might not even happen. Because let's be clear about the context here. The WNBA is currently in labor negotiations. The collective bargaining agreement expired. Players are pushing for higher salaries, better travel conditions, and a larger revenue share. Owners are concerned about expansion costs and financial sustainability. And nobody knows for certain if the 2025 season will start on time or at all. But the players, they're training like it's definitely happening. Because that's what professionals do. Ballers stay ready so they don't have to get ready.
But she's already working out. Obviously, Brie Lewerke is bringing us, Brie Lewerke is working it and bringing us some information, some footage. And also she posted a couple pictures. So let's go back to X. So there you see the sneakers, the blue and the yellow, or maybe that's gold. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw a post. I believe it was this image, and it was like a contest. If anyone could tell her what the shoes were, they would get a free pair or something like that.
Look at the engagement on Lewerke's post. Thousands of comments from fans thanking her for the content. People asking what shoes Caitlyn's wearing, in those blue and gold Wilsons. Someone even offered to pay for a pair if Brie could identify them. This is the demand the WNBA and its teams are failing to meet. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball. She brought 3 million viewers to WNBA broadcasts last season. She sold out arenas in cities that had never cared about the league before. Her jersey became the fastest selling in WNBA history. And yet, during the most crucial offseason in league history, with labor negotiations threatening the entire 2025 schedule, the Fever aren't giving fans any content featuring their franchise player. That's not just a missed opportunity. That's organizational malpractice.
Clark, let me just give it to you in English. She's recognized for working with high-profile athletes and organizations, and Caitlin Clark is mentioned therein. The caption is game-winning shot at 5-on-5 today, and Caitlin Clark is tagged in it. So let's take a look.
Brie Lewerke captioned this post game-winning shot at 5-on-5 today and tagged Caitlin Clark. Simple, direct, effective. It gives fans exactly what they want. Proof that CC is working, confirmation that she's still got that killer instinct, and a reminder of why they fell in love with her game in the first place. This is the content strategy that teams should be deploying, not corporate press releases. Not generic player X is training hard tweets. Actual footage of actual work. Show the handles. Show the shooting form. Show the competitive fire in pickup games. Fans don't want polish. They want authenticity. And when official channels won't provide it, independent creators will. Which raises an interesting question about media control and access in the social media age.
I didn't go all the way down her page, but man, I feel like I just saw that a few days ago. Anyway, I see in the comments here, J Max said, Brie, where do I send payment? I need size 13 in men. Thanks in advance. Someone here wrote, Rosie M wrote, yes, she's awesome and you are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And then Glitch, she's changing the game. What a player. And then 9779922 says, what are those, Brie? Help me get the giveaway. So yeah, there must have been, there wasn't, maybe Brie did post.
The sneakers tell their own story. Blue and gold Wilsons. Caitlyn's signature colors from Iowa. She's not wearing Fever orange and blue in this workout. She's wearing the colors that made her famous. The colors that represented her college dominance. The colors that 40,000 fans wore when they packed Carver Hawkeye Arena to watch her break records. Is that significant? Maybe not, but it's the kind of detail fans notice and discuss. And in the absence of official information from the Fever about roster moves, contract negotiations, or season preparation, fans are analyzing every available clue. We know Kelsey Mitchell is a free agent. We know the Fever need to make roster decisions. We know they're facing questions about coaching, about team chemistry, about how to build around Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, but the organization isn't communicating any of this clearly. So fans are left to speculate based on shoe colors and Instagram posts.
Point these things out. Actually, I'm not sorry. I love this. But he got away with it the first time, and she burned him the second time. Bad habits should not be repeated. Game-winning shot. I always love it when we get to see.
Here's what this footage confirms beyond any doubt. Caitlin Clark is not taking the offseason lightly. She's not resting on her Rookie of the Year campaign. She's not satisfied with what she accomplished in year one. She's in the gym, running full speed 5-on-5, working on the exact skills that made her unstoppable ball handling, shot creation, reading defenses, and that lethal three-point shooting. The defender in this video learned what WNBA players learned all last season. You cannot give Caitlin Clark space beyond the arc. You cannot bite on her pump fakes. You cannot play lazy defense and expect to get away with it. She will punish every mistake. She will exploit every mental lapse. And she will do it with a level of skill that makes it look effortless. That's the gap between good players and great ones. Good players have skills. Great players have skills plus the basketball IQ to deploy them at exactly the right moment.
And like I've been saying, I can't wait to see Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston back on the court together. And of course, hopefully, Kelsey Mitchell. And then we're going to find out what the other stuff is going to look like. Whether it's going to be Lexi back, Sophie back, and who knows? Who knows what is going on with the WNBA 2026 season. But ballers, stay ready so they don't have to get ready. CC in the gym with the win, by the way. I'll catch you next time.
The broader context here matters. This is February. The WNBA season typically starts in May. That's 3 months away, and we still don't know if there will be a season. The Players' Union and the league are negotiating a new CBA. The sticking points are significant. Salary caps, revenue sharing percentages, travel accommodations, free agency rules, and expansion draft protections. Players want to be paid like the professionals they are. They want charter flights instead of commercial airlines. They want hotel rooms that don't require sharing. They want the kind of basic working conditions that male professional athletes take for granted. The league says it's losing money and can't afford these improvements yet. Both sides have valid points. But the clock is ticking. And while the suits argue in boardrooms, the players are in gyms because they know that whenever this gets resolved, they need to be ready to play at the highest level immediately. So let's talk about what we're actually watching here, and why it matters for Caitlin Clark's development and the Indiana Fever's future. First, the competition level. This isn't a casual shoot-around. This is competitive 5-on-5 with defenders who are clearly trying. The guy guarding Caitlin isn't giving her anything easy. He's up in her space, contesting shots, fighting through screens. That's the kind of work that translates to game situations. You can shoot all day in an empty gym, but until you're creating shots against live defense, you're not really improving your game. Second, the decision-making. Watch how Caitlin processes information. She's not just executing moves. She's reading the defense, identifying tendencies, and exploiting weaknesses. When she pump fakes the first time and the defender bites, she files that information away. She knows she can use that tendency against him later. That's veteran-level thinking from someone who just finished her rookie season. Third, the conditioning. She's moving at full speed. She's not taking plays off. She's sprinting back on defense, relocating on offense, and maintaining her shooting form even when tired. That's the kind of work that separates good shooters from elite shooters. Anyone can make shots when they're fresh. Elite shooters make shots in the fourth quarter, when their legs are dead, and the defense knows exactly where the ball is going. Fourth, the mentality. This is the game-winning shot. The caption tells us that explicitly, which means Caitlin wanted the ball in that moment. She demanded the ball. She had the confidence to take and make the shot that decides the outcome. That's not something you can teach. That's killer instinct. That's the mentality that made her great at Iowa, and will make her dominant in the WNBA. Now let's talk about what this means for the Fever. They have a generational talent, who's putting in the work. That's step one. But talent alone doesn't win championships. The Fever need to surround Caitlin with the right pieces. They need to bring back Kelsey Mitchell, who proved to be the perfect backcourt partner. They need to continue developing Aaliyah Boston, who's figuring out how to play alongside a guard who dominates the ball. They need to add depth, improve their defense, and develop an offensive system that maximizes Caitlin's unique skill set. The question is whether the Fever's front office understands the urgency of this moment. Caitlin Clark's rookie contract is 4 years. That sounds like a long time, but in professional sports, windows close fast. Injuries happen. Other teams get better. Players demand trades. The Fever have maybe 2 or 3 years to build a championship contender around Caitlyn before she starts looking at other options. And right now they're not communicating like an organization that understands that urgency. No official workout footage, no roster announcements, no clear vision for how they're building this team, just silence while independent content creators fill the void. Compare that to how other leagues handle their superstars. When LeBron James works out in the off-season, the Lakers' social media team is there documenting it. When Patrick Mahomes trains, the Chiefs are posting content. When Lionel Messi practices, Inter Miami is capturing every moment. These organizations understand that fans are hungry for content featuring their favorite players. They understand that engagement during the off-season keeps fans invested and builds anticipation for the regular season. The Fever are leaving that engagement on the table. They're letting Brie Larson and other independent creators control the narrative around their franchise player. That's not necessarily bad. Larson does excellent work and clearly has Caitlyn's trust, but it suggests an organization that hasn't fully grasped how to maximize the commercial potential of having the biggest star in women's basketball on their roster. Think about the missed opportunities here. The Fever could be posting daily workout content. They could be doing behind-the-scenes features with Caitlyn and Aaliyah. They could be building hype for the upcoming season, whenever it starts. They could be selling merchandise, driving ticket sales, and keeping their fan base engaged during the longest stretch without games. Instead, they're silent, and fans are left wondering what's happening with their team. Now there's a possibility that this silence is strategic. Maybe the Fever are waiting for the CBA negotiations to conclude before making any big announcements. Maybe they're working on roster moves that they can't publicize yet. Maybe they're respecting Caitlyn's privacy and letting her control her own narrative through trusted content creators like Larson. But from a fan perspective, from a marketing perspective, from a business perspective, the silence feels like a missed opportunity. The WNBA is at a critical juncture. The league has more mainstream attention than ever before, largely because of Caitlyn Clark. Ratings are up, attendance is up, merchandise sales are up. This is the moment to capitalize on that momentum, to convert casual fans into die-hard supporters, to build the kind of passionate fan base that will sustain the league for decades. And you do that by giving fans what they want, which is content, stories, access, a reason to care during the off-season when games aren't being played. So when Brie Larson posts 40 seconds of Caitlyn Clark hitting a game winner in a pickup game, and that post gets thousands of engagements and hundreds of comments from fans desperate for any Caitlyn content, that should be a wake-up call for every WNBA team. This is what your fans want. This is what drives engagement. This is what builds brands and sells tickets and creates the kind of cultural momentum that translates into long-term success. The Fever have the most marketable player in women's basketball. They have a generational talent who's already proven she can carry a franchise. They have a fan base that's engaged, passionate, and hungry for content. All the pieces are there. The question is whether the organization has the vision and the execution to capitalize on this opportunity. Because here's the reality. Caitlyn Clark will be great regardless. She's in the gym working. She's improving her game. She's preparing for whatever comes next. The question isn't whether Caitlyn will be ready. The question is whether the Fever will be ready to support her, to build around her, and to maximize this once-in-a-generation opportunity. Time will tell. But for now, we're left with 40 seconds of workout footage from an independent content creator, and a fan base that's grateful for any glimpse of their favorite player. That's the current state of WNBA media strategy, and whether it's enough to sustain the league's momentum remains to be seen. So what do you think? Should the Fever be posting more official content, or is this independent creator model actually better for players and fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more WNBA analysis that goes beyond the surface level, hit that subscribe button, because whether the season starts on time or not, we'll be here breaking down every development as it happens.